Jason update. This is week 6 of the Combat Vehicle Robotics Engineering Evaluation Test 2. We're out here at the CIED lane up at beautiful Camp Grayling. This week we're really focused on the robotic technology kernel, which is GVSC's internally autonomy software.
So like we discussed last week, we have MITRE out here, a federally funded research and development corporation. They're going to take the mountains of data we collect every week and break it down and give the independent view of exactly where our software is succeeding and where it might need some more work. The other thing we have going on that you can participate in is a weekly conference that's happening on Teams.
You know, and last year, these conferences, they were held in person up here at Camp Grayling. But because of COVID, our mitigation plan was to do them virtual.
The cool part about that, though, is even if you can't make it on Wednesdays, these are going to be recorded, so you'll be able to view them on MilSuite now or next year.
We collaborated with the government to develop a trusted, independent instrumentation system for the MRASers. And what that did was take the instrumentation out of the compute platform, the system under test, and make it fully independent. And in doing so, we were able to accomplish a couple things. The first thing is now the system under test is just that, the system under test. Any anomalies that we identify, they are directly attributable to that platform. The trusted instrumentation gives us the capability to now improve on the quality of the data that we collect.
Out there in the field, while the vehicles are doing their runs, exercising their autonomous behaviors, we're taking notes, we're observing what the behaviors are doing, how things are going right and wrong, and then taking all of that back along with all of the system collected data, which is, you know, huge pile of data, taking that back, working on analyzing that, and then condensing all of that information into the test report that's going to summarize basically everything that's gone on out here for the entire event for all the performers.
This year, one of the things that we've really focused on going into this is getting the right data and really high quality data to be able to do development outside of the field, right? Because last year, a lot of the performers were doing most of their development here because you have limited access to the vehicles, to terrain that's just this awesome. And so they would do things in sim, they would do things in lab environments with little tiny robots, and stuff doesn't always translate. So this is really a wealth of knowledge. And last year it was really only for the people who came, and for the people who were there, and for, you know, changing stuff while you were there. And so we really focused on making sure that we collect data that we can take back and hand off to, you know, the big brain AI people and say, hey, use this database and try to come up with some cool algorithms.
So we're looking for things like where the vehicle seems to get caught on obstacles, whether or not it's an obstacle that a person might acknowledge and feel that the vehicle would have difficulty with, seeing how in the case of the multi-vehicle formations, watching the dynamics of those, watching as it tries to negotiate through a course, seeing if there are places where it gets stuck, places where it behaves anomalously, you know, places where it reverses that you don't think it should have to reverse, or takes a weird path around when it could just cut straight through. Just generally how the technology is behaving, how it's negotiating obstacles out in a real-world environment.
Thanks for tuning in to Jill and Jason's update for Covers EET 2.